Throp here again. As you're probably hearing, Jamaica is on an unprecedented economical tear, and I know many people are interested to learn how they might be able to buy property in Jamaica, move here, or even start a business. Enter Throp-X. This is my annual Jamaica investment conference hosted at Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. If you're even considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the best low-risk opportunity to do your due diligence and network with the very people driving the country forward. This event brings together a group of hand-picked, trusted, top-of-their-field individuals, the best developers, contractors, real estate pros, lenders, and government partners, all under one roof to help you make your move. This is very much an action-focused premium conference experience geared towards empowering you with the tools and team necessary to create your Jamaica dream. We've partnered with the Tax Administration of Jamaica to help you get your TRN and even open a bank account, all conveniently located on conference property. One of the most popular parts of the conference is the real estate tour. It's the best way to understand Jamaica's real estate market, seeing and experiencing properties firsthand so you can compare apples to apples. Another incredibly valuable part of the conference is the people you will meet. Attendees have been some of the most dynamic, inspiring individuals I have met doing incredible things with their lives. As always, this year will be fun, educational, and actionable, giving you the tools, insights, and connections to invest, build, and move to Jamaica. For more information, please visit Throp-X.com and join our mailing list. Hey there, Throp here. I wanted to interrupt just for a minute to tell you about my family's hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. We are a 60-room Jamaican-owned and operated hotel located on the world-famous 7-mile white sand beach of Negril, Jamaica. My father started this property back in '94, and myself and my brothers Winfield and Wingate took over in 2011 after my father retired. Recently, we've made some upgrades to the property, particularly to our rooms. They've been redesigned and reimagined with comfort and style at the forefront. The textures, the light, the layout, each space was designed with intention, balancing modern touches with the familiar spirit of travelers. Our deluxe rooms and suites, which you are seeing on your screen now, have gone through an incredible transformation. We now have 2-bedroom suites available for your accommodations next time you're in Negril. We're especially proud of our gym. It's designed to give you a high-quality workout experience with premium equipment, plenty of space, and an energizing atmosphere. Our lounge has become one of the more popular public spaces, perfect for a family game night or catching the big game. Of course, our restaurant and bar is located right on the beach, so you can enjoy the most beautiful sunsets in the world. We look forward to welcoming you home. For more information, please visit www.tbr.travel.
Welcome home.
This podcast is supported by Discovery Water. Whether I'm working or training, I reach for Discovery Water. 100% premium Jamaican spring water. Bottled in glass, no plastic, no gimmicks. Refill, not landfill. Just clean, natural hydration from right here on the island. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the late start. We were supposed to start a while ago. Hopefully you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to use a lav mic here. Hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. As you can see, we are on the road today. We are not in the studio. I'm actually in Kingston for a few days, going to the, I don't know what it's called, but have a close family friend getting an Order of Distinction honor tomorrow, Heroes Day. So I'm here supporting him and very, very happy to be here in Kingston, and of course trying to couple the weekend with a few orders of business that I have here in Kingston. So happy Sunday again, everyone. We are still doing the show no matter what, especially as we count down to Throp-X. We are less than a month to go, which is crazy. But things, as I've been saying, have been going really, really well, and I'm really excited. Please let me know, as usual, which city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. Always love to hear it. I realize here is like super bright. If that's distracting, I can close it, but it's getting some really good light in here. Please let me know. We have a pretty good show today. We have a really good show today. I think we're going to be going over some cool things that Jamaica is being recognized for lately, and also want to talk about a few of the people I know that are going to be recognized tomorrow at the ceremony. And they're doing really amazing, wonderful things for Jamaica. They have been doing it for literally decades upon decades, and it's just so amazing that I know personally so many people, a handful of people who are being recognized for the work that they're doing. And in my opinion, from my experience and knowing them, extremely, extremely well deserved. So I'm honored to be able to speak to them, speak about them today. And got some fun announcements actually, Throp-X related, that we're going to get into. That's actually what we're probably going to start to show off with, and going to talk about it a few more times throughout the show. We are very, very exciting, very, very exciting, super, super exciting, and I think you guys will be excited for it as well. Going to go over some opportunities that are specific to Throp-X, and we talked a lot about it in the Throppers think tank that we had yesterday. Great think tank. We did it together. I actually I was driving to Kingston yesterday, so I appreciate everybody working with me and being on the call with me while I was driving. But it's such an awesome group, that Throppers think tank. But we're going to be talking about some of the things that we spoke about in the group yesterday that I'm going to let you all be aware of, and exciting things coming to Jamaica. Really, as we continue to talk about on this channel, and equally exciting things for Throp-X this year. All right, let's get to the comments, and we're going to get right into the show. Punty, what's going on? Punty says, how are you, Throp? I hope you are doing well. How is Jamaica today? Chiming in from warm 20 degrees Celsius, drizzling October in Markham, Canada. All is well here. Smooth drive coming in from Negril. I took the North Coast. I always take the North Coast. Everybody has their preference as to South Coast, North Coast. South Coast is obviously, maybe not obviously, but as I know it, the original way to go. And I just much prefer the North Coast. The potholes are less bad on the North Coast than in my opinion, than the South Coast. I think that's a fact, actually. But people say the South Coast is faster. I don't think so. I like the road better on the North Coast. It's just the worst part about it is from Negril to Montego Bay, and then it gets better as you go on from there. But all good here. What's going on, Phil? Good to see you. Happy Sunday, Throp and Throppers, from Donna. Appreciate you chiming in from Ottawa, Canada. How did Traveler Sports Day work out? Oh yeah, we've been having this sports day for those who haven't been following me on Instagram, and it's actually a series of events that we've been doing for travelers, and it's what would I say? The idea and the fun of it is like the competition, but like the main idea is to get our team to make health and wellness a priority in their lives. And they're taking it so seriously. It's like so awesome that everybody's taking it extremely seriously. And we try to do it which hopefully doing it in a sustainable way, but definitely I'm seeing the team saying like a commitment to making health and wellness and fitness a priority in their lives. So this has been going on for months. They've been training for months. We've had a weekly training schedule, strength training, cardio. They did football practice and some other. I haven't been totally involved, to be honest, but they had a weekly schedule and just really great participation by the Travelers team. So last week they had football. So there's 3 teams. There's red, blue, and yellow. 3 houses, as we call it. And we're all competing. I'm the yellow house. I don't even know which team. I think Wingate's red house, and then Winfield is blue house. And the staff, the team, Travelers team, is divided amongst these 3 houses, and we compete over a series of competitions over, I guess, several weeks. So we had soccer last week. We had we call it the marathon yesterday, which was like a 2-mile run, which is far enough. It was a mile up the beach and a mile back down the beach, and you get points just for participating and just for showing up. And so that's where the incentive is that if you want your house to win, you've got to show up. So showing up for practice and then also showing up for the competition. So every time you show up for a training session, regardless of when it is during the week, your team earns points. And so that's how we were able to get the buy-in, which I think is beautiful. And the races yesterday were wait, was it yesterday? No, today's Sunday. It was Friday. Really, really awesome. Like so much fun. Really enjoyed participating, and everybody did so well out there. Really, really, really did well. I should have saved. I have the videos on my phone, but I haven't uploaded it to my computer here, or else I would share. But great participation. The culmination of all this comes together next Saturday at Travelers, and so that's when most of the sports are being played. We have dominoes, volleyball. I think there's sprints, egg and spoon race, and maybe potato sack race. And then there's also like a cheerleading competition. I'm probably missing a bunch, but that next Saturday is when the championship house will be crowned, and all of the hard work that the teams that have put in over the last few months will be recognized, at least from a points situation. So thank you for the opportunity, Donna, of bringing that up and allowing me to talk about that. But it's been so much fun. And I'll be going in for like training in the morning, like my normal training in the morning at Travelers, and like people will be talking about the competition. And then like my house, I think every house has a chat group on WhatsApp, very active, very, very active. So it's been fun. It's been really, really fun. All right, let's keep rolling here. Montaylor, hi, Throp and Throppers, Lincoln from London. Good to have you. Dr. Marion Johnson, what's going on? Nice to have you. Thanks for joining. Good life in Jamaica. One love, Jamaica. Thanks for joining. Nicola, hi, Throp and Throppers. Happy Sunday from Dallas, Texas. I was just there last week. Good times over there. Jay Fitz, what's going on? Checking in from Atlanta. Phil is checking in from Louisiana. Barry G, happy Sunday, checking in from New York. Awesome. Tashawn, Birmingham, UK in the house. Awesome, nice to have you. TDC Consultants, thanks for joining, appreciate you. Shauna, what's going on? Greetings, Throppers, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you as well. And of course, thank you all of my channel members out there. I appreciate you, Shauna. Thanks for the support. Anne Marie Knight, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. James Williams, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Char Treehouse, so great to get you live today. I couldn't connect on Think Tank. Congrats from St. Lucia on all new projects. Great news. Thank you. CJ says, have you got your Jamaican citizenship now? Are there benefits to getting it from someone from the UK? Yeah, I've had my Jamaican citizenship. I think the best benefit of having your Jamaican citizenship is getting your Jamaican passport. That's the best. It's where has it come up? It actually only came up like in terms of like me having to provide my citizenship paper. It just came up for the first time that I can remember in getting my real estate license here in Jamaica. That's the only time that I can remember. Outside of that, in doing business and being in Jamaica for extended periods of time, haven't needed it. Again, only for the passport, which has been the most important thing. But even outside of that, before, and I know people that do this still, before I got my passport, I had what they called an unconditional landing stamp. And it's something, and I don't know what the process is now, but I was able to get it before I applied for while I was applying for my citizenship. I got the unconditional landing stamp in my US passport. And that allowed me to stay in the country for basically, it was like more or less the same rights that you have as a Jamaican passport holder. So I never had to buy a return ticket. Could have stayed in Jamaica for as long as I wanted. And that might be something that if you want to get something quickly in terms of being able to stay here for longer than 90 days, then that might be a route to get. But I know people that live in Jamaica that's what they have, even when their US passport has expired. They have the old passport with the unconditional landing stamp, and they combine their new passport with that, show the customs officer, customs and immigration officer here in Jamaica, and they allow them to stay in the country for extended periods of time. So both are relatively easy. From what I even understand, getting your Jamaican citizenship now is literally just takes a few months if your parents are Jamaican or your grandparents are Jamaican and you can prove it. It's a pretty quick process. For me at the time, I think it took me about 8 months, and it's just paperwork, and you just wait, and you get a call back, and that's it. So I think it's good to have. I mean, especially these days, I would say. I think it's great to have if you have the opportunity. Andrea McCook, thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for signing up. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello from Kenshaw, Georgia. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate the support. Donna Bryce says, great for health and team building. That's for the sports day at Travelers. Teresa J chiming in from Orlando. Nice to have you. Hey, what's going on, cuz? And please listen to Donna. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Clive Thompson, what's going on? Greetings from UK. Who won the Sports Day Marathon? I didn't want to say. Yeah, we took the W. The yellow team took first male, first female W on Friday, but it was good. There was some good competition in there nonetheless. What's going on, James? Good to see you. Metro Atlanta Real Estate and Mortgage Insights, blessed Sunday. Everyone from ATL. Heron Anderson checking in from Mississauga, Canada. Nice to have you. Sean, I love coaching. Says, congratulations on the article, Travelers Lobby, Jamaica Observer. Thank you very much. We're going to be talking about that as well. Got that lined up. Joseph, hi, fellow Throppers tuning in from Costa Rica. Awesome. Nice to have you on, Joseph. Michelle, hello and good afternoon from Naples. Thank you for being a channel member. Nicola, good to hear you. Had a good time. How did the YouTube conference go? Oh, great. Written really, really well. I spoke about it at length, I think last week or the week before, and really, really happy I went. I get this from my dad, and it's just, I always encourage other people. If you can go to a conference, go to a conference. I try to go to at least one conference per year, and I just find like this, it helps me skip levels, and especially with a subject that is relevant to what I'm doing, it gets me re-engaged in so many different ways and inspired by the people who I meet there, and then also the speakers there as well. So I mean, my dad is just always telling me, like, any conference that you can go to in any part of the world that you think is going to help you, just go. He's always telling me, go. And he's the one who encouraged me to go to this conference, and I wasn't even going to go. And I'm so happy that I did, and I pulled the trigger on it. Monteller says, I got my JA citizenship by descent and my CARICOM passport. Awesome. James Apple says, having the Jamaican passport is great if you want to live in other Caribbean countries. Don't need a visa to go anywhere in Africa. Yeah, for the most part, for a lot of African countries, you don't need a visa. I went to, I think, 5 African countries last year, and yeah, like many of the countries that I went to, I just used my Jamaican passport, which was great. Which was really, really great. What's going on, Marlon? Carrie chiming in from Houston, Texas. Nice to have you on. James says, if you pay more money than you get done quickly, if you want a Jamaican citizenship fast. Tisha, what's going on? Chiming in from Florida. Happy Sunday, Throppers. James says, having the Jamaican passport is the cheat code that keeps on giving. Agreed. And Ramsey's chiming in from Fort Lauderdale. Plan B Design checking in from Texas. A lot of Texans here today. Awesome. Man, maybe we need to do a Throp-X Connect in Texas somewhere. Walls of Civilization chiming in from Dallas, Texas. Another Texan. Janice, probably old news, but not to me. Congrats on getting your real estate license. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Donna Bryce says, I have bought a Jamaican and Canadian passport and always will. Awesome. And Richard chiming in from Mansfield, Texas. huge Texan population today. Cool. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into today's agenda. So first thing we're on the agenda is I'm doing another New York event in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, on November 1st. And so if you missed NYC Connect in, was it September that we did it? I can't remember. Was that September or August? We're going to do another one. So on November 1st, the sign-up sheet is in the description below, and this is for people who are watching on the replay as well. I'll do a reminder later throughout the live stream, and would love to have folks come and join us. And so this is in partnership with VM and the VM group, and this is otherwise known as Victoria Mutual Building Society. And I actually should put this up. They are our Throp-X, I should say they are one of our Throp-X Platinum sponsors this year. They are our Throp-X banking sponsor, banking sponsor this year. We worked with them last year and just had really great feedback from them. And even on the Throppers Think Tank call that we had yesterday, we basically went through, I would say, what is the worst bank in Jamaica and what is the best bank in Jamaica? And we just went through, everybody had just expressed their different experiences with different banking institutions in Jamaica. And we'll put it this way. I'm not going to talk about the ones that were bad. At least I'm not at that point yet. But we will say, and collectively, and for those who are on the call, you can vouch, feel free to vouch if you'd like, that VM is the best banking experience that people had overall. That's on the mortgage side of things, and then also day-to-day personal banking, checking, savings, and investing, and the investing side of things. And I found that to be true in my own circle of friends and family, in their experiences, and that's the feedback that I have been getting from them. And even before I had the partnership, I'm sorry, I gotta turn the AC on. It's hot in here, but 1 second. It's like freezing before. But even before we had the partnership that I've ever worked with VM, I was always recommending them as a bank. And it was based off of what people were telling me and their experience with them, that they were the best ones in follow-up. On the call that we had yesterday, they are the best service that people have experienced on the phone, working the mortgage. And they're not, and this is what was said, like, nobody's perfect, no bank is perfect by any means, but within the spectrum of options that we have in Jamaica, without question, from everything that we've been saying and everything that everybody's been saying, like, VM is top of the list, and there's a gap. It's not like it's VM and then Acme Bank is like right there. No, it's like night and day. And that again has been my experience before even working with them. And then when we started working with them, Throp Media, that is, it was just like, it was like that same positive feedback, but times the amount of people who had the experience in setting up their bank accounts and working with them. And so even if they didn't work with me this year, and this is not true, but even if they didn't work with me, I would probably say, like, that's probably your best choice if you're going to be opening a mortgage, if you're going to be doing banking in Jamaica with them. I wish they had a branch in Negril, the closest one, and maybe they will, do that. They have the closest one is in Sav, which is about 45 minutes 45 minutes out from the grill. But really, really great partner. And even in like the continuous discussions that we've been having with each other, it just makes the most sense as in terms of like brand alignment with Throp Media and Throp-X and VM, and also I don't know, just quality of service. You know, the quality of service is like, and I feel very, very good in recommending them. You know, and not that it would ever be a situation like, put it this way, and hand on my heart, this is what happened late last week. You know, a bank had reached out to me to work with me for Throp-X. I said no, like I wasn't rude about it, but I couldn't bring that bank forward and in good conscience and recommend them to anybody on this platform or anybody coming to Throp-X. And just no way. It's just based off of experiences that I have had with them, and then also even experiences that people have had yesterday on the call. And yeah, we'll just put it that way. So anyway, as part of the partnership with VM this year, it's actually twofold, right? So if you're coming to Throp-X, you have an opportunity to open up your bank account with them. You don't have to. If you want to go with another bank, you're more than welcome to do that. But this is just my personal recommendation, and I think it's a good one, and it just makes sense in many, many ways. So that's one aspect of it. They'll be there, and then they're also going to be joining us for the real estate tours as well. And I just think it's like a great opportunity for us to be, when I say us, the Throp-X crew, if you will, to be spending time with these institutions and really not just seeing like a logo, but actually seeing a human and a face with this institution, and understanding that these people are here to help you. And I personally feel like they're very genuine about that. And you'll have an opportunity to ask, and I always say anybody who's coming to Throp-X, like to really ask your specific questions for your specific scenario that you want to get handled and that you want to deal with. And I think it's just like a great opportunity to do that over an extended period of time, over several days if you're coming to Throp-X. So I think that will be really, really good. And we haven't had that before in previous Throp-X's. The second announcement, the second part to that announcement is the Throp-X New York City Connect Part 2, which is on November 1st, Saturday, November 1st, which is just a couple of, not that far out. No, it's next weekend. I just like look at the calendar, next weekend. So yeah, you got to sign up. Please sign up in the description below. Would love to have you in New York. Would love to have you join. More than likely, the venue hasn't been chosen yet, but like sign up, and once you send us your email, we'll be able to send you out the information and correspond with you that way. So fill out the form in the description below, and I'll make sure I post about it on my YouTube page, and then we'll be sending out emails. So you can, anybody in New York City area is welcome to join. Would love to have you. In addition, they're doing a series of events in New York. And so they're opening, I think I just lost it. They're having an event in the Bronx and in Brooklyn on the Tuesday and the Wednesday, I believe. Let me double check that. Brooklyn, like my own thing. Sorry. Yeah, so they have financial forums in Brooklyn on Tuesday and Thursday. So Tuesday, October 28th, and Remsen Hall on 375 Remsen Avenue in Brooklyn, and then Thursday, October 30th in Eastwood Manor in the Bronx. So that's also in the description below. So please, if you're interested and would like to go to that, we'd love to have you join. Either in Brooklyn, you can go to the Brooklyn one, or you can go to the Bronx one, and you just need to sign up below in the description below, and we would love to have you join. So I'll be up. Obviously, I'll be up for the November 1st event, which is my event. And so the November 1st event is going to be a brunch. I didn't even talk about it. So it's going to be a brunch, and it's going to be a limited amount of space. And this is a VM Throp-X co-branded event, and it's free. So you can come, you can enjoy, learn about the different I guess, accounts that you can open up, how the VM New York or VM US, VM Global, if you will, and VM Jamaica actually interact and how it works. I think that's an important aspect to know about. And then we're also partnering, bringing on board some of the Throp-X real estate destinations that we're going to. So still working that out, still working to figure out how we're going to be doing it. But I'm going to, I guess I can softly say that we have 2 developments on board so far. One of them is our Platinum Real Estate sponsored Treasure Bay Estates. And then the other one is Treasure Bay Estates in Treasure Beach and Vista Bella in Negril. And so if you come to the event, you'll also learn about, so I'm getting blown out here with the lighting. You can come to the event and learn more about those developments. So trying to bring a little bit of education to the event as well. Actually, a lot of education. Should be a lot of education. And especially for those who are unable to make Throp-X down here in November, I think this is like a good opportunity to meet up with the Thropper community and also get an education on banking in Jamaica and seeing how you can set up your account, because you can also do that in New York as well. So we're trying to figure out how different ways that we might be able to actually facilitate starting that process at the event on November 1st. So would love to meet as many of you as possible on November 1st. Again, please fill out the form below and we'll get you the relative information next week. Michelle says, did you say November 1st, New York? Yes, November 1st, New York, next Saturday, which is coming up very, very quickly. And I'll be putting out reminders throughout the week, the next week and the following week, just so we don't miss anybody. I know I did it very, very short notice last for the Connect in September. So we're trying to get the word out a little bit faster this go round. All right, let's get into our first article. Which one should we do here? All right, let's do. Oh wait, did I lose it? I think I lost it. Oh no, I did lose it. Got it right here. All right, so let's get into let's do some positive news right now. And I'm going to share my screen and we're going to hop over to, sorry, let me go to the comments real quick before we go into the articles. I know that a few came in here. Richard Foster says, Throp, I need to reach out to you for your coveted list of contractors, architects. Sure. Let me know, and be more than happy to help you out. Bliss says, hey, I came back for the Throp-X app for virtual user updates. I've also heard great things about VM, and they have been highly recommended. Yep, can't recommend them enough. Does VM have debit card usable at Jamaican ATMs? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. I can find out for you, Donna. Throp-X support. Not sure what you're saying there. 11. Okay, I got it. 11/16/22 support. Okay. James Apple says, might switch from Scotia to VM Group then. Not a bad idea. I'll just say that. programmer doing some promotion. Sweet St. Elizabeth, Heroes Day cookout. Come enjoy it. Lovers Leap, Alligator Pond, Treasure Beach, YS Falls. Yes, big up Treasure Beach. Sorry, Treasure Beach. Big up St. Elizabeth. And great place to go for Heroes Day weekend for sure. And as VM, their account is compatible, US compatible. I'm not sure what you mean by that. And are you saying like, can you use it in the US? Happy Heroes Day on Monday, all. Donna Bright says, would love to know who the other bank was. Not going to say. I will tell you the good at this point. Jay Fitz, what information do you need to bring to the conference to open a bank account with VM? So we're going to release that by next weekend. So you have more than enough time. That's our goal next weekend. And it also is going to be in the Huva app. So you'll have all of that information, and then also just recommendations of things to bring down, like clothes and stuff like that. But you're a seasoned vet there, Jay Fitz, so you already know that stuff. But we're also going to include different documents that you will need to have on hand to open up your account and other things as well. Chairman, greetings to you as well. Tishan says, I canceled my mortgage pre-approval with a well-known Jamaican bank 2 weeks ago. It took them 12 weeks to get things moving after I handed in my paperwork. I found them very amateur, trying VM next. Yes, that has been a lot of people's experience with certain banks. And it's like, on the call that we had yesterday with the Throp-X think tank, we couldn't pinpoint exactly why this is so consistent in Jamaica, but I mean, my personal opinion is like, I think it's culture. It's like culturally just acceptable to have just very, very poor service, and these banks have very, very, very poor service, and it's just so crazy, and there's just no emphasis or a priority made to give good service. And simple thing as doing a follow-up and picking up the phone and getting further information. There is an aspect of just incompetence in some situations, but it takes nothing, that's inexcusable. That's inexcusable, like 12 weeks. I'm trying to do, again, not saying the bank's name, I'm trying to do some business with a particular bank, and it's I've been trying to get what I need to get done since May, and it's one of those things that I'm just constantly following up. It's like, oh, I'll do that today. Oh, I'll do that. And it's like, if you don't, and that goes with a lot of things, unfortunately, with Jamaica, most especially if you're not working with professional people. And these people are not professional. Like, let's be serious. Let's be real. Like, they're not. And so if you're doing any type of business, especially construction, I'll put that in the same category. And there is this thing, whatever it is that you're trying to get done or that you're trying to achieve, you have to have an attitude and approach of constantly following up. And you can't look at yourself or think of yourself as being annoying or being overbearing, because you need to get this thing done. And I'm not saying you need to be rude. I'm not saying you need to be aggressive. What I am saying is you need to be consistent, because if you leave it to the professionalism of the individual, again, generally speaking here, if you leave it to the quote unquote professionalism of the individual that you're trying to get this thing done, or this thing that you're trying to achieve, a lot of times it's just not going to get done, or it's going to take forever. And that's probably a skill that I've learned and I've picked up and become very good at here in Jamaica. And that is follow-up. And it's one thing to be going to, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of, like, let's say a small business that doesn't necessarily have the budget for, I was going to say high level training, doesn't have the budget for customer service training, right? It'd be one thing to have some sort of level of grace and understanding. But with these institutions and with these professionals, it's just ridiculous, and it's just really, really unacceptable. And I think a lot of it comes down to, again, going back to the call that we had yesterday, is this us, the consumer, the Jamaican citizens, like, we accept this. We allow this to happen. We allow this to continue to be the behavior and continue to be the level of service that is offered. I wish there was. I think competition will do a lot. I think more and more competition will do a lot. I hope a place like a bank like VM just broadens that gap, right? So anyway, enough bragging on these banks. And Ramsey, excuse me. Always great info, cuz. Thank you. Joy says, I'm in New York, just chimed in. How can I attend? Just fill out the form below in the description. You can go, so it's literally 3 events. So my event is on November 1st. That's the first link for the events in the description below. You can go ahead and click that, your name, first name, last name, email address, and I think also what city and state you live in, and that's it. That's all we need, and you'll get it. You'll get the email as the information comes in. Would love to have you. Can we access VM services in US? I just joined. Yes, they have branches in the US. So there's an event in Brooklyn, at their Brooklyn location and the Bronx location next week, if you'd like to go. So you can fill that out, and you can actually have your questions answered. I don't know if you're in New York. I just assume. Sorry, Chris. But yes. Dean Sterling, New Jersey in the house. Dean, I know, I'm not sure if you're on, but I'm doing an event in New York on November 1st. The information is in the description below. Would love to have you join. Barry G, Throp, would love to meet up in New York on November 1st. We're traveling out west that week around next time around. Of course, no problem. Kingston just had a 4.2 earthquake. I did not feel anything. There's nobody outside, but that's probably because it's very, very hot. It's blazing out there. I didn't feel anything. Hopefully we're all good here. Trevor Black says, JA banks need competition from foreign banks. I agree. I totally agree. Webster Lake Wellness, it's a Caribbean thing. Same in Anguilla. James Apple says that's why we don't have Apple Pay in Jamaica. No, we do. We do have Apple Pay. I use my phone all the time. Not everywhere, but like a lot of places have Apple Pay, I should say. Jeff, what's going on? I have read there is pressure being put on the Bank of Jamaica to bring in bank standards to improve Jamaican banking. Is that true? I'm not sure. I absolutely love that, because the thing about it too is it literally slows down the economy, and I don't think they have to understand that. Like they're these mega financial institutions. They know that. I think what it comes down to is like they don't care. They don't care about that because they are doing so well, right? There was a certain bank that got an award recently of being like, I think they got the best bank in Jamaica, and I was just like, what? Anyway, and they are sharing their however many millions of dollars in profits that they made. And I was just like, what? Like this is crazy. Like such a slap in the face that this bank won this award and made all these millions of dollars, and they're just not, in my opinion. I've never ran a bank, but I think a lot more resources need to go into training, and a lot more resources need to go into upticking their customer service, because the customer service is so extremely poor, like very, very poor from any standard that you can even think of around the world. And if you think about it, that's and we always say here, like, time is money. Time is money. The person who said earlier they were with another bank and it's taken them 12 weeks to get this paperwork, and it just didn't happen. Now it's to the point of frustration, and they have left that process to start it all over again with another banking institution. That is money wasted. That is resources wasted. That is their time. It's the bank's time, whoever this person that was trying to help. And then also the time that it would have taken to get that mortgage, you're extending it out. And then think about how many other people that affects. I don't know if I'm assuming you're going to be buying a home. So it's affecting the seller's pockets. It's probably affecting the real estate lawyers involved. It's affecting the realtors that are involved. I don't know if there's construction that has to go on, but just think about that, extrapolate that out. I'm sure there are many cases like that where people are trying to do construction and these institutions are dragging their feet. And again, extrapolate that out to 10, 50, 100, 1,000 situations of that nature. You're slowing down the economy so much. And forget about it. Let's go into even business aside. Let's go into personal banking, right? And it may be kind of overlapping, but imagine you're just going in to try to make a deposit or trying to stick with deposit, and you're in the bank for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and you're just sitting there. And this is not just 1 or 10 people I would imagine in a town like Negril, there's definitely hundreds of people, right? Hundreds of people that are staying in a bank for, let's say, on average, 60 minutes a day that they're trying to do. I mean, maybe even whatever it is, longer than it would be elsewhere, right? And you extrapolate that out to all the other branches that they have in Jamaica, and then you multiply out all those hundreds and thousands of man hours on one single day, and then you multiply that out over a week, over a month, over a year, and it's like tens of thousands of Jamaicans' time and productivity was just now used to sit down and wait, or to stand up and wait in line. Nobody's getting any smarter. Nobody's learning anything. Nobody's upskilling themselves. Nobody is doing any sort of transaction with their business, or exchanging goods for money. And so these things are just it's so important why you need to fix these fundamental things, because again, it's slowing down the economy by so much. And there's so many other aspects of the economy that are affected. Just even as simple as you think of it, of just going into a bank on a given day at a given time here in Jamaica and standing there for an hour to wait for your transaction to get done. There's so much more meaning to that. Huge. And it's not something that I feel like we should just accept and be like, Jamaica, this is the way it is. No, we're slowing the economy down. Sorry. Let's keep rolling here. James Apple, TD Bank come from Toronto to Jamaica. I would say the same thing for the carriers like T-Mobile in Jamaica. But James, I'll say there is already a Canadian bank in Jamaica, and the Canadian bank isn't being run like it is being run in Canada. That's my point here. King Naldo, Jamaica needs an equivalent of Consumers Affairs or Better Business Bureau to hold these banks and civil servants and entities in Jamaica accountable. We need to break this monotony on the island. Agreed. Something has to be done. This is are we going to expect this to just continue for all of eternity in our life? This is just going to be it, that we're going to waste tens of thousands of human productivity in a country that could be put to better. It's crazy. It's just completely unacceptable. And there is nothing that I know that is in place or in the pipeline to take us off this horrendous banking trajectory. Go to VM. That's all I can say at this point. The Hood says, our JA Bank is beyond appalling. They have lost money sent from the UK and even had the nerve to admit a payment received last month originated from 2023. I swear, true, unbelievable. With our investigations now ongoing to find out what WTF has happened, we have spent literally hours and hours in the local branch in Lucy, a living hell. Man, I hear a lot of stories just like that. Like really, really crazy, really crazy. Jeff says, according to Google, most Jamaican banks have a large amount of foreign ownership. Government should limit this, as done in most G7 countries. Whatever it takes to get us out of this madness, because it is madness. Richard Farser says, Throp, I would like to get some info on credible architects, pro contractors list. I hope if you could, we'll be on an island in a few days. I'd love to have a combo privately. Don't really do that, but if you shoot me an email, I'll see what I can do for you, Richard. Throp@thropmedia.com. No free consultation. Sorry, man. If I did that to everybody, I would never get anything done. Please understand. Don't mean to be rude. Sharon Williams, it is a Jamaican bank mentality. Gareth, unfortunately have to lose a day when I go to the bank in Jamaica. Yeah, and that's terrible to even say. Right? To just have that mentality of like, yo, I gotta go to the bank, so my Tuesday's done. Like, what? Like, you never say that in New York. You know, the bank is something that you go to, you're in and out, and that's it. I mean, unless you're doing something, higher level, trying to get a mortgage, trying to get some large amount of money, etc. No problem. Yeah, I totally understand. But yeah, fair enough with that. Barry G, you're so right. I went to Junction to conduct banking business, and when I walked there, were 10 to 12 people sitting awaiting services. I walked out and found alternative banking needs on my cell phone. There you go. The Hood says the latest fund piece now concerns house title. A recommended agency in Mobay estimated that name changes to title could take up to a year now. Don't know about that. I mean, first I'm here. I'm unaware. Nixon Brown, it's not only the banks, JPS, NWC, telecommunications company, but yeah. Overall, yes. Overall, that was also the nature of the conversation that we had yesterday. Is that just the service in Jamaica is just not up to par with a lot of companies. I mean, you already heard me rant on Flow and Traveler's situation, a couple months back. But yeah, it's crazy. On the plus side, my TRN took just 30 minutes. I will say, and I've been saying this, like the TAJ has stepped up tremendously. I have to say, like the experience, even the customer service on the phone is incredible with the TAJ. Absolutely incredible. They're very patient, very knowledgeable. And I mean, talk about what a turnaround of an agency. I remember it just used to be a nightmare when this is before like online tax transactions. Just going to the tax office and in Sav, talk about losing a day. Forget about it. You'll be like literally days going back, like way better. Like I have to commend them. Really have to commend them on that. Yeah, they're good. They're also coming to Throp-X, of course. So if you don't have your TRN, you get it right there on the spot. Same thing. You're going to be in and out, and then you can go to VM, open up your bank account right there on the spot. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to Sav. You don't have to go to Mobay. You don't have to go to Lucy or anything like that. You can do it right there at Travelers. Richard Foster says, never my intent. The combo was not about business, just a point you made years ago, which are in agreement. Fair enough. Shoot me an email. I'll send you that over. TDC consultants, would it make sense to ask people across different demographics what are the expectations when they go into a bank, time-wise, customer service, etc., so that way the bank can explicitly state their role as it relates to the quality of service clients should expect? I mean, I see where you're going and what you're saying, but like the banks are here already. So like, how do we fix what the experience is like in the bank now? Like, how do we fix that? Like, what policies can we put in place? Naldo had mentioned a few above about suggestions that he made. But there just has to be a high level of accountability. At the end of the day, it just has to be a high level of accountability and just a set standard that we have. And it's just like the other thing too is like even ATMs, right? They always run out of money. Like always. My brother's telling me like yesterday he had to go to 3 different ATMs in the grill to try and get some cash because they all ran out of money. And it's like even that, it's just like that's such BS. That's such BS. How can so many ATM, and it's not just in the grill problem. This is all over Jamaica. This is so regular. This is so normal. And even the ATM line, it's just like I feel so bad on a Friday payday. If you go downtown to Scotiabank, the ATM line is down the block and around the corner, and they're in the hot sun waiting to use the ATM. And it's just like, yo, forget it. And then the time it takes to go and get your money out of the ATM, it's just like every person is at least 5 minutes. I don't know if that is. I have to rethink the process of punching your pin. I don't know if it's something mechanical with the ATM machine, but you're there again all day, and it's just so terrible. It's just really, really terrible. They just kind of just outsource it. Like, hey, they'll deal with that. They'll deal with that. And again, these ATMs just regularly running out of money. Like it's beyond. And there should be a penalty. There should be a penalty that they face, like a severe penalty. Like if you're going to be doing banking in Jamaica, these are our standards. And the sad thing is, and the upsetting thing and the annoying, frustrating thing is like when I go to different countries all around the world, and these are like third world countries, right? And some of them, I should say, some of them are third world countries, and they have I've had better banking experiences in those countries, better ATM experiences in those countries, more options with ATMs. And I'm just like, yo, why aren't we taking this seriously? Even from even if we were just wanted to focus on tourists who are coming in, right? And this is the bread and butter, the golden goose that we should be protecting is tourism. And that is a really, really poor experience for them as well, because when they come to the grill and they're trying to get money out of ATM and they want to take this money and put it into our local economy, but they can't because there's no money in the machine, or the line is down the block and around the corner. Again, it slows up the economy. It just throws a huge wrench in what we're trying to do here and what we're trying to accomplish. And they don't get it. And there's also, again, a lack of care because the incentive is misaligned, because they're doing a very poor job on so many levels, and they're making so much profits that they're very proud to show off and share with the world that they've made all this money. And getting awards for it, as a matter of fact. And so what is the incentive behind offering better service and providing for their customers on a different level? I wouldn't even say a different level, on a baseline, basic, standard, global level. Why would they? Why would they, if they're literally getting awards for being, in my opinion, a very, very poor banking institution? So that to me is like the lens in which we have to look at this, and how we have to approach solving and fixing this issue, because it's not one bank. It's it's many banks that we've talked about yesterday on the phone call, on Throp-X think tank phone call, that it was just not just my experience, as many of the people on the call's experience. So that's the uphill battle I think we continue to face here in Jamaica. TC Consultant says, is it possible we are misplacing our expectations when we go to the bank because we think we should be receiving a certain treatment that they don't offer? No, I reject that completely, because they offer this in their other institutions around the world. This is not the standard in which they practice in their locations in North America. So I reject that respectfully. All right. Dean Sterling, November 1st submitted. Awesome. Looking forward to meeting you again, Dean. T says I say that because I recently had an interaction with a particular bank for customer service, and the lady said she actually doesn't work with regular clients, but because the regular queue was full. Okay. And so she took me as a client because she would not have had a client for some hours. So she was alleviating not her core function with the bank, but she did. Now that to me is customer service. And what I realized, just like many other organizations that are different departments trained to deal with different things, and each transaction have a policy and procedure to start and close, even after you have been served a long left and present. So I think sensitization is very important. All right, I'm talking about going into the bank and making a deposit, a teller accepting money and putting it into my bank. Like, we're not talking about anything fancy here. Or, this is the level, the baseline level that we're talking about. And so if you have, say, only, I'm not saying this happens, but like if there's only 2 tellers at a bank that has 20 teller stations, let's say, that to me is that you're having an oversupply of demand compared to the supply of tellers. There's too much demand and not enough supply to give the service that people should be expecting. That's what I'm talking about. Outside of that, if you're trying to get a mortgage, right? What is it? You're speaking with a mortgage officer, and you put in the right paperwork, and you got the list, you have everything, but you keep having to follow up to say, did you do this? Did you do that? And they are not doing their job at that point in time, or they're dragging their feet in doing their job at that point in time. And so this is what I mean. Like there is these baseline expectations, I think, and I think it's like very, very reasonable, and I don't think there's anything complicated about what we're saying and what we're talking about here. And same thing with like having enough money in ATMs. Like, come on. Montaylor says system overhaul needed, RE banks and customer service in general, without question. Jay Fitz, realistically, what is the motivation for banks in Jamaica to change their behavior? Things do not normally change because it's the right thing to do. Agreed. It's not going to be because of the right thing to do. I'm telling you, it's not going to be because we're complaining here on this live stream. It's not. The incentives, again, are completely misaligned. They're winning awards. They're literally winning awards for some of the poorest service that I've ever experienced. Honestly, like, it's crazy, mind-boggling to me. Like, I had to there's like, am I reading this right? Like, how is this possible? Anyway, let's keep rolling here. The Hood, avoid the ATM lines on Friday, especially if the scammers are paying money into multiple accounts. Barry G. Throp, because JA is cash-heavy transaction economy. Intro into online banking and transactions would daily alleviate run on the ATMs. Yes, and Jamaica is very much moving into that direction. But right now, like, we are, and remember, the banks, I could tell you, I moved here in 2006, into Jamaica in 2006. And initially, when I first moved to Jamaica, we were still literally paying our employees in cash. Like, throughout the 90s, my dad was, in early 2000s, we were paying our cash. That was Friday. Fortnightly, we're paying out cash. And so we had to go to the bank, get hordes of cash, bring it into office, and like, that was our Thursday and Friday, coins, everything down to the Jamaican dollar at that time. Incredibly manual. Most businesses were doing that back then. And then we started to meet with banks, and they came in, they started doing like financial literacy training, and then also started having people open up bank accounts. And now, for the most part, if you're working in any hotel or any established business, you're going to need to have a bank account and probably go with the banking institution of choice for that hotel. Excuse me. And so they've basically programmed over the last almost 20 years at this point in my experience, the system and the people to fall into this into this the system and this platform, and they created this. They themselves have created this, and it's a good thing, because having to send somebody to the bank and get out all this money to pay the staff is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. And so it's the right thing to move from physical cash to pressing a couple of buttons on a computer and having cash distributed from Travelers Beach Resort account to all of our employee and staff accounts, right? And so now with that, like you said, Jamaica is a cash-heavy country. Now they need the employees and the staff, they need the opportunity to be able to take out their cash, because I'm sure they have to pay for services in their homes in cash to certain people. And they've created this bottleneck, and it's their responsibility to do something about it. They created this world in which we need to have debit cards, and we need to have the debit card to go to the ATM machine in order to take out the cash. And you have not provided adequate number of ATMs, let's say, and then also even an adequate amount of cash in those ATMs. And it's a very Jamaican thing. I was in Bali January. I was in Bali in January, and we were in, I can't even remember the town, some popular town, and go down to the ATM machine, and it's just like a bank of ATM machines, like so many. And like most places in the world, when you think ATM, you're like 2 seconds, not even 3 minutes. You're in and out, you get your cash, and you're gone. Most 99% of the places I go in the world, I don't know of Jamaica's the only country, honestly, I can't think, and please let me know in the comments here, is there any other country in the world that is like this, that you have experienced, where standing in line at an ATM machine to take out cash can take an hour? Or it's normal, regular, that you go to an ATM machine and there is no cash there? I've been to many, South Africa, Kenya. I can't remember the other countries I've been to. And I've gone to the ATM in probably all of those countries because I needed to get cash, because they are also cash-heavy countries there. And nope, never had that issue. Thailand, no. Vietnam, no. Was able to get cash in and out. They had cash in the machine. It's just like ridiculous the more I think about it. Just like absolutely ridiculous the more I think about it. I've never been, there's no other country that I've been to. Colombia. Yeah, somebody let me know. Is there any other country? Are we this unique and this special that this is what happens here? How do we get down this road? I didn't mean to be. We've been talking about this like for an hour. All right, let's keep rolling here. The diplomat of the era, BOJ, is a toothless agency that makes excuses for banks. Yeah, they need to do a better job of holding these banks accountable. That's for sure. Gareth Jamrock, the consumers are unable to hold them accountable because they are all bad. TDC Consultants, I say that because in my profession, architecture and construction, we do have to sensitize ever so often to pacify any preconceived expectations and mitigate disappointments. Fair enough. But we're talking about a commodity here, in a sense. Like it's a bank. It's a bank. There's nothing special there. There is no expectations that need to be set and standard. Like it's already out there. It's already understood. In my opinion, it's completely understood. Char says, FYI, Remsen Holtz Avenue is between Lenox and Clarkson and East Flatbush. Okay, cool. That's for the VM event down below in the description below. Kenny Horton says, happy Sunday from rainy Blue Mountains, Ontario, Canada. Just love to hear your dad's voice in the ads. Lisa and Ken, awesome. You recognize that. Awesome. The Hood, part of the banking solution must start with proper training. I had to, quote unquote, teach tellers in my bank what an international transfer clearinghouse was and which they were actually using. Crazy. Tisha Amoy, unfortunately, it's the Jamaican standard. Jamaicans accept it, so it remains the same. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. And somebody had mentioned on the call yesterday that Jamaicans need to travel more. And I'm telling you, if everybody travel more, you're like, I totally agree with that. They just like, this is just completely not normal. Just not normal. Just not normal here. TDC Consultants says, I wish this was a panel. Yeah, that would be great if it was a panel. I don't know if we could have it because like these guys aren't going to address it. These guys are definitely not going to address it. They know this. This is not news. This is not news at all. It's like and like even to put them on a panel, to platform them, to platform their institutions. Hell no. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. TDC Consultants, I speak objectively though because I do get the frustration. Dorabel, I think a lot of banking functions need to be streamlined. There are too many obstacles just to do the simplest of transactions. Agreed. Mike Jordan, yes, Mute. Roy Brown, Buffalo, New York. We need Chinese bank. There is Chinese bank in Jamaica as well, XM Bank, but that's mainly for loans, not like day-to-day transactions. And we've worked with them. Not bad. Not bad. I think more of them need to come. Not bad. Also great rates. Also very, very competitive rates. So I think, but competition is good. Competition is great. Competition is great. Gareth Janrock, it's going to change when it impacts them financially. That's what needs to happen. James Apple, we need a bare minimum from banks, and they're treating their clients like mongrels. Throp, if this keeps happening in Jamaica with the banks, AI is going to eat these people's jobs for lunch, and they would deserve to lose their jobs. It is so frustrating. Chairman Throp needs a two-person discussion. That will be great dynamics. I would love that. I would love to have the chairman, CEO of one of these banks on for a discussion and tell us what the heck is going on and what's happening. Maybe I should put out like a poll of like don't put any names of banks, but like we can have a vote of like, hey, what's the worst bank in Jamaica? What is the worst bank in Jamaica? And people can vote. We won't do that now. We'll save that for another time. I would say the same thing happens in the Grill Treehouse, being in cash payments for payroll in the mid 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Yep, you can. That's how it was. That's how it was back then. James Apple, can you use bank cards that you use for Apple Pay, or is it just your Western cards? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you can't add your Scotia debit card to your account. Yeah. So my cards are from New York. I see what you're saying with the Apple Pay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never tried that. I've never tried that. So, but you might be right. You're probably right, as a matter of fact, that you can't add your Jamaican local credit card or debit card to your Apple Pay. The Hood says, no, Jamaica is the only country where I have experienced this. Even in the poorest countries I visited, it was better. Yep, same here. Synthwave Pro, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to have you on. Adora says, I've only experienced that in JA, even the dingiest corner you go in and out just like that. Talking about banking experience in other countries. Punty says, in a regular Western bank in the US and Canada, I'm in and out 5 minutes. It takes longer to line up than it does to process my transaction in some cases. So there's no line. James says, I doubt that I don't believe there is a sufficient way to get cash out of the ATM. That would take an hour. Nixon Brown, the only place I experienced good customer service in Jamaica is in hotels. It's crazy, right? Yeah. I mean, I would say that's probably hotels in Jamaica are probably where you will receive, at least on a consistent basis, just decent service, and that is something in Jamaica that Jamaica has figured out. I have to say, Jamaica has figured that out. Even here at the hotel that I'm staying at, like everybody's been like super dope, really, really, really nice, hospitable. Like even breakfast this morning, great. Everybody's solid. Yeah, Jamaica's got that, and we're gonna even. I mean, and Jamaica wins like all these hospitality. It's so crazy. Like as you even mentioned that, like how do we win all these hospitality awards? Like every year, like our hotels are like always like top of the list, from the large all inclusives down to small boutique hotels. We're winning these global awards, these regional awards, like regularly. But when it comes to like banking service, it's just not there. It's so crazy to think about. It's so, maybe they can come to, come over and spend some time with us in our hotels, in our training, because what they're doing ain't it. It's like, trust me. TDC consultant says, no, I have to be honest. Most countries I've visited either rarely use the ATM because everything is automated, pay my Airbnb from, and other things. Jeff says, it is a cost savings issue. ATMs are an expense for banks, lack of competition. Crazy. Gareth, been to ATM in Colombia, Thailand, Kenya, Dominican Republic, and no problem getting cash. There you go. Conrad Tucker, hi Throp, I'm checking in from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. I built a home in Jamaica and lived there for about 6 months of the year and still don't have a Jamaican account. I rely on the ATMs. The foreign speculator, I think the customer service lost art nowadays, especially customer service is a lost art nowadays, especially in the time of bots and deep learning. I think customer service doesn't make sense to raise an issue, almost like the conversation in the previous live stream about coding is almost redundant. No, I think it's very, very important to talk about these things. It's extremely important, because if you don't have discourse of this nature and we're not putting it out to the world, we got 152 people on this live stream right now, thousands more will see this, and you just never know who sees this, and people are going to be like, yeah, what they're saying makes complete sense, this is ridiculous. Like I said before, I highly doubt these institutions are unaware of the situation, but maybe the greater powers that be don't really understand how horrifically terrible that it is. Maybe the Bank of Jamaica doesn't know that this is an epidemic that is rife throughout the financial institutions in Jamaica. It's like it's crazy, and you just never know who sees this and never knows who it's maybe not even understanding it from the perspective that we're having here. I mean, we've been talking about this for well over an hour now. This is obviously something that this community is very passionate about and very disgusted with and frustrated by. And we need spaces like this to talk about things of this nature and hash it out. And you never know where these discussions and conversations go and what can come out of this. But this is how change isn't going to magically happen by keeping our mouths closed. It's going to be having discussions, and this is the second discussion of this nature that I'm having in 2 days. And so this is of that level of importance in my mind, and that is it is extremely, extremely detrimental to Jamaica. And I don't think we as a nation really understand how economically detrimental having poor banking institutions and poor banking services throughout the island really is. And I bet you if there was a study done, I think we'd be all shocked to know and understand how much millions and millions of US dollars that the Jamaican economy is losing by having so many of our citizens sit down or stand in line in a bank hours on end, day after day, year after year, and extrapolate that out in perpetuity. So more than happy to have this conversation even after this. Jay Fitz says, if the service at a bank is this bad in Jamaica, it must be customary for people to have safes in their homes. I think I think a lot of people do. Chairman, I need an ATM at my house, so I don't have to join the lines in town. Gignaldo, just my opinion based on personal experience, the worst bank in Jamaica is its largest. I'm just saying, shaking my head. Father Powell, the problem is that we don't treat our customers as if they were on the receiving end of service. There you go. James Apple says, how many people ever leave Jamaica? Ever leave Jamaica? The visa costs a lot, especially a new applicant if you want to visit USA now. In addition, this isn't exclusive to the US. Adorabelle, what do you think about businesses as hotels having their own ATM? Would that alleviate some of the wait lines and cash availability? So the thing is, so that would help tourists. That would help tourists, right? And so, but that also, we used to have an ATM at Travelers, but eventually this was a private ATM. This was not like a banking institution ATM. So as you can imagine, that the cost of taking out money is like higher. It's like $5 or $7 or something like that. But ultimately, we got rid of it. We thought, because we thought it was just like too dangerous to have there. I think that was a while ago, so maybe things have changed. That wouldn't help our employees because they're not going to pay $5 or $7 per transaction. It would have to be like Scotia Bank, right? If you bank with Scotia, it's not even free, but it's much lower to take out your money from Scotia. Crazy, right? Bliss, it also raises awareness for those who are considering relocating. Not everyone is aware of these things. Agreed. Yeah. Good point. You know what you're getting yourself into. Richard says, I agree. We can't just settle for the status quo. The tough conversations are always difficult, but nevertheless necessary. It begins with us. We need to hold them accountable. Absolutely. James says, can somebody call Harvard for a study on the lost productivity in Jamaica? I think it'd be worth it. I think it would be well worth it. Father Powell, Throp, there's an issue with the low KYC at First Global that do not allow beneficiary unless you upgrade to a joint account to know your customer. I'm unaware of that. I don't really know much about that. Jeff, will Throp-X discuss how one can open a brokerage account for the Jamaica Stock Exchange for foreign investors? Yes. So you can even do that with VM. They have so I do that. I have to check that actually, but yeah. So they have great options if you want to get into the Jamaican stock market. You can do that with VM as well. So even with the New York event, if you want to figure that out from doing that from abroad, you can do that. And you can do that at Throp-X here in Jamaica, but also the Throp-X event happening in New York on November 1st. Jovas, it's taken me 2 years to unlock a bank account. Insane. That is insane. That's crazy. Father Powell, why is there a fee to withdraw your money in the first place? That's the other thing. All right, this is the last thing I'm going to say on the bank. We're going to move on from here. Obviously, we can talk about this all day. It's like, if you look at your statement, it's crazy. It's crazy. Every little thing. It's not a lot of money. It's like, sometimes it's like $20 or $10. Jamaican, that we're talking about pennies here. But then, you think like this, like some of this stuff should be completely illegal, where you cannot charge to go to your banking institution to take out money out of your own account. Like that's crazy. And then I maybe one day, like I'll bring up not physically, but like I'll bring up my statement. I can read through some of the charges that I have on my account. Again, it's very, very small, but extrapolate that out to the hundreds of thousands of customers that they have. Mind-boggling. All right, enough killing the banks today. Let's move on to this is the article that I wanted to talk about. We started talking about banks for the last hour. Speaking of hospitality, I thought this was great news. Jamaica beats out Bahamas, Maui, Vancouver Island, Barbados, Turks and Caicos, Culebra, Aruba in securing top position as ultimate winter travel escape. Let me throw this in the comment section there for you. Jamaica Beach, Bahamas, Maui, Vancouver Island, Barbados, Turks and Caicos, Aruba in securing top position as ultimate winter travel escape for global travelers, according to Travel and Tour World, a leading digital publication in the travel, tourism, hospitality, airline, and cruise industries, reaching over 15 million readers globally. As the winter season draws near, travelers see warmth, adventure, and cultural richness are flocking to Jamaica, making it the leading destination for a sun-filled holiday. With its vibrant reggae culture, stunning beaches, and rich history, Jamaica offers a unique escape that combines relaxation with unforgettable experiences. Unlike other popular destinations, such as Bahamas and Barbados, Jamaica delivers an unparalleled blend of luxury and authenticity. As for travelers prioritizing cultural immersion alongside traditional beach getaways, Jamaica continues to lead the pack, ensuring it remains the ultimate winter island travel escape. Whether it's exploring the Blue Mountains or relaxing on Negril 7 Mile Beach, Jamaica's appeal is undeniable, surpassing the offerings of Bahamas, Barbados, and others. And I'm not going to go through all of these. Let's go through a couple of them. Jamaica, vibrant reggae culture, colorful festivals, and Rastafarian heritage. Cuisine, jerk chicken, ackee and sawfish, highlights Duns River Falls, Blue Mountains, and the Grill 7 Mile Beach. Damn, so see, the Grill, always on the map, always on the map. Yo, we're not going to get into the Grill like that today. Let's go to Fiji, the other half of my DNA. Fijian culture, rich in communal traditions and ceremonies. Cuisine, Kokoda, Lobo dishes, tropical fruits, highlights Mamanuca Islands, coral reefs, Sigatoka sand dunes. Sigatoka, that's where my mom is from. Did we go to? No, I didn't go to the sand dunes. No, didn't go to the sand dunes. But let's see here. I think I saw Bali here because we were just talking about them. Am I making that up? Well, Bali, Indonesia. Okay. Hindu Balinese culture with temples, dance and ceremonies, cuisine, nasi goreng, satay, babi guling. Sorry, I don't know any of this. Highlights Ubud rice terraces. I've been there. Tana, Lot Temple, Seminyak beaches. That's where I stayed. Seminyak. I couldn't remember. I stayed in Seminyak. That's where I was, and that's where they had the bank of ATM machines. All right, cool. I thought that was awesome, and that we got that, and Jamaican hospitality continues to be on top of the world. Let's go to. I just had. Okay, cool. We're gonna stick with hospitality right now, and this was an article today in the Jamaican Observer. And Travelers was featured. It was awesome. I hope we get I want to see this actual spread. After I finish this live stream, I'm going to go to the gas station and try to actually get a physical copy of this. So we're definitely going to read this. I'll throw it in the comment section here. Modern Caribbean welcome, Travelers Beach Resort lobby. And so this is a picture of our lobby. Maybe I'll show a walkthrough of. Wait, is it updated? We'll show the walkthrough shortly. The detail on the barrel-shaped accent chairs is a nod to Jamaica's history of craftsmanship. And this is our lobby, Travelers. And I did not read this, so cool. We can read it together. Stepping into a hotel lobby sets the tone for the entire guest experience. If the Walls Could Talk team, if the Walls Could Talk team, led by interior designer Joelle Smith, was asked to renovate the lobby for one of Negril's most established boutique hotels, we jumped at the opportunity to welcome visitors to Jamaica through our lens, where craft, coastal living, and comfort culminate. Sustainable design. Upon entry, Upon entry, you are welcomed with a cool breeze and views of lush gardens and beach beyond. The building features doors and windows on both sides of the room to create natural ventilation. We maintain these structural elements that are crucial to Caribbean architecture and incorporated modern ceiling fans to enhance the airflow. This sustainable design limits the need for air conditioning and reduces energy consumption. Design embraces an open floor plan anchored by a feature cell-ring unit that doubles as an architectural divider. Rather than solid walls, this area installation allows light to pass through, maintaining sight lines across the lobby while displaying carefully curated objects. LED lighting illuminates the tray ceiling above the sunken seated area, while flush-mounted lantern-shaped glass fixtures enhance the coffered ceilings that border the lounge. Concrete, being a highly sustainable and recyclable material, was utilized for the counter height tables that flank the windows as well as the reception bar. Furniture that invites connection. Low plush armchairs and neutral upholstery pair with cane-backed sofas for an effortless blend of comfort and craft. Their curved wooden frames nod to traditional Caribbean joinery, while the use of cane weaving ties the seating to Jamaica's legacy. Artisanal furniture, coffee and side tables, each with mid-century inspired legs, balance the seating layout and add a modern twist. A recurring motif is the metallic starburst placed atop tables reminiscent of sea urchins found along Jamaica's shores, playful reminders of the natural world that inspires relaxation. Layer of texture and pattern. Blending wood look tiles with rattan seating, concrete surfaces, and natural wood coffee wood tables, complemented by clean white framing, reflects our design ethos, modern minimalism softened by organic tactile elements. The accent wall blends modern design and nature, a bold monochromatic mural of oversized leaves anchors one side of the lobby, energizing the space without overwhelming it. This black and white topped backdrop contrasts beautifully with the warmth of rattan furniture and the vibrancy of the potted plants set in deep blue concrete planters. A touch of grandeur. At one end of the lounge, a black grand piano remains from the original design, adding a timeless note of sophistication. Its glossy surface reflects the natural light pouring through large windows, reminding guests that this is not only a space for lounging, but also for cultural moments, whether intimate performances, casual gatherings, or quiet afternoons. Island vibes. The lobby design tells a distinctly Jamaican story without relying on cliches. Instead of bold tropical prints or bright island colors, it leans into subtler nods, a sailboat sculpture, and that gestures towards Jamaica's maritime traditions, natural cane weaving that references craft heritage, and the interplay of wood, rattan, and ceramic echoing the island's artisanal culture. Royal blue upholstery not only represents the hotel's signature brand, but also the Caribbean sea it calls home. Every detail reflects the intention to create not just a waiting area, but a lived-in space where locals and visitors alike can pause, breathe, and connect. It is a hospitality environment that honors both the contemporary travelers' expectations and the timeless rhythms of the Caribbean. So, as you can see here, this is where when they were doing the construction on the lobby, and I don't know if you can tell, like the lobby was much deeper. You'll see. This is what, yeah, okay. This is what it looked like originally. Was originally our lobby when our dad had done it, and then this is when they were doing the demo. This is like from the front desk looking into the lobby, and then this is the redesign. That's the piano. This is the piano that our dad was always expecting us to be performing and entertaining the guest on. Happens very rarely. I'm talking about once every 3 to 5 years, maybe we'll sit down and play. Me and my brothers, we all can play. And that's the backdrop that they were talking about in the article. Carpet ceiling, detailed borders. We'll watch a video shortly so everybody can see. Yeah, and that's our lobby, our redesigned lobby. That's the bookshelf. If you could call it a bookshelf, to call it a artistic divider. Nice pictures too. All right, you get it. Nice article. Great feature. Really, really awesome. Happy we got that. Let's see. Do I have a video? Do we have a video? I think I have one of these quick walkthroughs. The cottage. We have, I'm sure I have a walkthrough here somewhere. But yeah, that was a good oh yeah, I got it right here. That was a good, this is old, but I'll probably do half of it just so you can see the lobby. So just check it out. We are doing a semi-quick walkthrough of Travelers. This is our welcome home sign. Whether you came here for the first time or you've been here many times, it's always welcome home. Here is the lobby. This is before we got the furniture, obviously. This is our old furniture. Didn't even redo the front desk. I got to do one of these. The baby grand piano here. And we just put this lobby bar here, which we haven't began using, but it's kind of turned into a makeshift tour desk. And here is the meat office, Negro Education Environment Trust. This is my family's nonprofit organization, and yes, we are also part of the Rotary Club, Negro Rotary Club. Okay, moving on. So we're stepping into the garden area here, and here on the left is the bungalows. This is actually the first room category that my dad started with. Started with 3 of these and then slowly built it up to the property that it is today. So this actually used to be a jungle before my dad started this, and he started from scratch. So up here above the lobby, these are our suites and deluxe rooms. And then over here is the superior rooms. Oh my gosh, we redid all these rooms. Really, really good. And then over there is our standard block. And going down the bungalow path here, we're doing we redid all of this. Construction here. This is one of our bungalows. Give you guys a sneak peek. Hope this is dry. Okay, it is. All right, just a little quick sneak peek. Brought the ceilings up. Well, got AC. That's it. Not even gonna explain the concept, but I just give you a quick look-see on what we're doing here. All right, I don't know if I was supposed to show you that or not, but that is that. Okay, moving on. Keep going towards the beach. I'm not sure if you can see that from here, but that's the direction that we're heading in. And then over on the right, over on the right is the pool area. Let's see if we can walk across. Hope I'm not moving too fast here, but no gimbal or anything. This is just with my phone. And this is a pool, has a bar, swimmer bar, which we open, I think they're opening it today as a matter of fact. And that's the waterfall, and then under the waterfall is a grotto, so little cave-like thingy. That's cool. It's not too far, not too deep of a pool, I should say. So no diving. Then moving on. Oh, sorry, I gotta walk back across. And then over here on the left, we got our gym. We just repainted it. So we got treadmill, we got techno gym weights, if you know about weights. These are top of the line stuff. Super proud of that. Elliptical, pull up, chin up, dip bar, squat rack. We got 2 exercise benches and bench press and a bunch of different plates. And there's me. Let's keep this moving. And then here we got the family room. It's kind of a place if you want to come chill out, want to read, hang out with the family. And then here we have like a map. And so every guest that we've had here, if you're from anywhere here that hasn't been scratched off, then you can come and just scratch it off. So we've had people from all over the States, all over Europe, Russia, China, Australia, New Zealand, people from all over the world, travelers. Oh, Madagascar, different places in Africa, pretty cool. No one from Iceland and Greenland. That's surprising. I feel like we have had that, but maybe they didn't scratch it off. And then if you're just coming for the day, we have a shower here, and you can use this as a change room, shower up, and go on about your day. So this is the family room. Play chess, you can do that as well. I like that from time to time. And then here's the bar and the restaurant, and of course the beach. Then we have our dive shop here, but I don't think anybody's diving. But you come here, get certified scuba if you want to. I've been diving with these guys a few times. And then we have canoes and paddle boards as well if you want to get out there, and the glass bottom boat. So that's the dive shop's glass bottom boat right out there. And yeah, bar, restaurant. All right, yeah, that was old. I was realizing, man, we did a lot of work in the last couple of years. It's crazy, like very, very big difference. I'll show this commercial's 70 seconds. No. 100. Minute and a half, let's go. Hey there, Throp here. I wanted to interrupt just for a minute to tell you about my family's hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. We are a 60-room Jamaican-owned and operated hotel located on the world-famous 7-mile white sand beach of Negro, Jamaica. My father started this property back in '94, and myself and my brothers Winfield and Wingate took over in 2011 after my father retired. Recently, we've made some upgrades to the property, particularly to our rooms. They've been redesigned and reimagined with comfort and style at the forefront. The textures, the light, the layout, each space was designed with intention, balancing modern touches with the familiar spirit of travelers. Our deluxe rooms and suites, which you are seeing on your screen now, have gone through an incredible transformation. We now have 2-bedroom suites available for your accommodations next time you're in Negril. We're especially proud of our gym. It's designed to give you a high-quality workout experience with premium equipment, plenty of space, and an energizing atmosphere. Our lounge has become one of the more popular public spaces, perfect for a family game night or catching the big game. Of course, our restaurant and bar is located right on the beach, so you can enjoy the most beautiful sunsets in the world. We look forward to welcoming you home. For more information, please visit www.tbr.travel.
Welcome home.
All right, you just saw the updated version of the hotel, like very, very different. That's so funny to see. I didn't even realize how old that video is now, or out of date it is. But it says, got to visit Travelers on my next visit. Absolutely. Love to have you. EFCCI Secretary Throp, congratulations on that very nice write-up in the Observer today. Thank you. Awesome upgrade of the lobby and the rooms. I have been sharing online since reading. Great job from Leon Wellington. Thank you very much, Leon. Appreciate that. Claudia says, amazing renovations. Thank you. Need a Travelers South Coast. One day. James talking about the protest, silent protest UN event. Nope, didn't see that. Did not see that. I have to look into that. All right, let's move into the next article. I thought this one was awesome. I thought this was really, really awesome. Jamaica ranks #1 for most likely to help strangers. You guys hear about this? Also, what do you think? I have my own thoughts on this. I didn't even read the article. Let's see how. Okay, this is quick. All right, this is Jamaica Observer. I'll throw it in the comment section there. It says this is who's this written by? Not sure. Okay, anyway, let's read through it. Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaica is ranked #1 in the world for its people being the most likely to help a stranger, according to the World Happiness Gallup Report 2025. Jamaica is followed closely by Liberia and Sierra Leone, which also show high levels of generosity towards strangers. While these countries rank high for helping others, they lag significantly behind in charitable donations. Jamaica, Liberia, and Sierra Leone sit more than 80 places lower in global rankings for contributions to charity. The report highlights similar. No, because we don't got money like that anyway. Sorry, it's like, why did they choose that statistic? Sorry. The report highlights similar trends in Nigeria and Kenya, 2 countries that also rank in the top 10 for helping strangers, but fall near the bottom when it comes to financial contributions to organizations. Both nations, alongside Jamaica and others in the category, also face challenges related to institutional trust, with low expectations for fair returns when engaging with the police, a factor that often correlates with people's reliance on formal systems. The pattern suggests that in societies where institutional structures may be preconceived as unreliable or distant, people turn to one another for support. Rather than relying on organizations they may not have to reach or accountability to help directly, citizens in these countries prefer to extend generosity to others they encounter personally. This is often through human connection rather than through formal charity. In places like Jamaica, generosity and goodwill become not just moral imperatives, but tangible expressions of trust among neighbors or strangers alike. Okay, I mean, maybe, I guess there is a correlation. I was more thinking like from a financial situation, like we don't got money like that in terms of be giving out charity. But I also say, like, but this is true though. Like that's one thing that like I'm never worried about in Jamaica. Like if I get like a flat tire or something, like I know somebody's gonna help. Like it's just, I was driving here. So fun. It's like a very, very embarrassing story. I was driving to Kingston. Was it last year? I think it was last year. And I borrowed my brother's vehicle, and the car started to overheat, and I had to pull over on the north-south highway, and I pulled over, and I forget what the problem was. But anyway, pulled over, and something with the gasket. I don't even know how I knew that this was a problem. I'm not that good with cars. I think because my car actually was having some overheating problems like a few years ago, and then you just kind of get really good at detecting these things and fixing it. That's what it is. That's how I knew what it was. So anyway, pulled over on the highway, and I knew I needed this thing to be the cap to kind of keep the pressure down on the radiator, and car couldn't move because even if it moved in a second, the temperature gauge just went all the way up. Anyway, Random guy pulls over, and he comes over, starts looking at it, and he says like, "Oh, you need da 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 da." He's like, "Yeah, man. Give me $2,000. I'll go and get it and come back." And I didn't even think, like, I just knew he would come back. I knew he was gonna take my money. Like I just knew he was there, going to be genuine and help me out. And drove to wherever. And mind you, this is a toll road. I'm almost certain he had to pay to get to go off. And did it. Took less than an hour. He came back, filled it up, put it back on. I was good to go. And had flat tires before, pull up, and somebody's always going to stop. And I think that's something that's really, really awesome about Jamaica. People are going to check on you, see if you're good. I don't know if anybody else have had experiences like that before. I remember one time, me and my dad and my brothers were coming back from a function in Montego Bay, blew out a tire, middle of the night, and random dude came, just started changing the tire right on the spot. Gave him a few bucks, and that was it. But fairly regular, I would say here. G Brown had a flat tire for the first time in Spanish Town and was clueless. Some stranger helped me. James Apple says mofos will help you out of nowhere. Jamaica is like when I was living in Shanghai, China back in 2013. Yeah, like it's pretty regular. I think it's pretty cool about Jamaica. Throp, you are representing so well in your lane. Please reach out. I know of a very special piece of land between the cliffs and the beach. I'd like you to consider adding to the real estate tour. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Let's see. What's the next article? All right. Oh, let me make this easier for people. Let me throw this in. All right. So I just threw in the comment section there. Anybody interested in coming to the New York City event that I'm hosting on November 1st? You can fill out the information form that I just put there. And then also want to remind everyone that VM is doing 2 other events. Let me see if I can find them. 2 other events, one in Brooklyn and one in the Bronx. And if you're interested in attending either of those, you can also, this is their form. Wow, so quite a link. Hold on. Let me see if I can make it shorter. Okay, there we go. And you can fill out their form, and they'd love to have you as well. All right, let's get to the next article. All right, so this is the Heroes Day article that I'm very happy to be bringing up here. And I'm very happy to be going to the event tomorrow, to the National Awards ceremony. And these are 3 people that I know very, very well, and they are well deserving. And I think this is so awesome. I never knew so many people who were getting this high honor, these national awards, these national honors, like in one sitting. So first we have Allison Wilson. Here on the left, Dr. Trevor Dixon and Dennis Hawthorne. So let's go through it real quick, and then I can tell you my affiliation with each of them. So this was on Caribbean nationalweekly.com. Came out August 11th, 2025. Me and Dennis were in Japan when we found out this news, which was exciting, very, very exciting. We were having, I forget, we were on the bus in the middle driving. Where were we? We were driving from Osaka to Tottori, and we were at a rest stop in Japan. I forget how many hours the ride was. And something had happened that day. We weren't having the best day, and then we got this good news. We got some other bad, nothing with the Japan trip, we got some bad news or something like that. And then we got this, and it just made up for everything. Anyway, let's go through the article. Jamaicans across the diaspora are among the 141 individuals who will receive national awards this year, pledging to continue the work that earned them recognition from the country of their birth. The awardees, announced by the Chancery of the Orders of Societies of Honor and the Office of the Prime Minister on August 6th, will be invested on National Heroes Day in October during a ceremony at King's House in St. Andrew. Jamaica's Consul General to New York, Allison Wilson, and Jamaican-American businesswoman Dr. Tisha Bailey, widely regarded as the richest Jamaican-born woman, are among at least 6 members of the diaspora who will receive honors, both with I totally lost my place. Honors both have been appointed to the Order of Distinction in rank of Commander CD by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen on the advice of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, effective from Independence Day. Bailey's award recognizes her contributions to entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and community service, while Wilson is being honored for her work in national development across education, technology, and healthcare capacity building. Also joining the list are Dennis Hawthorne, Trevor Dixon, George Willie, and Dr. Maurice Miles, who will each receive the Order of Distinction in the rank of officer. OD. Hawthorne, head of Dennis Shipping, the largest Jamaican-owned shipping company in the diaspora, has been honored for his contributions to community development and philanthropy. Dr. Dixon, who I know, but Dixon, founder of the Jaja Foundation, is recognized for his work in healthcare and education through medical missions into Jamaica. Miles, a Maryland-based dentist, is awarded for his service to dental care and other charitable causes, while Willie, head of leading Jamaican-owned accounting firm in Washington, D.C., is honored for his support of education and charitable initiatives, both in Jamaica and abroad. On Instagram, Wilson credited her success to the community around her. This recognition is not mine alone. It reflects the support, encouragement, and love of people like you who walk with, journey with me. I remain committed to serving our beloved Jamaica and diaspora with all my heart, she wrote. Bailey, reflecting on her rural upbringings in Woodland, St. Elizabeth, described the honor as powerful affirmation for dreamers from humble backgrounds. This moment is beyond anything I could have imagined as a barefoot little girl walking through the hills of Jamaica, she posted. I dedicated this honor to every Jamaican who has been told their dreams are too big, too bold, or too far out of reach. The recognition is proof that no matter where you start, you are seen, you are worthy, you are able. Very nice, very nicely said. So scrolling back up to these 3 individuals, these are the 3 people that I know. And Allison, man, I've known Allison, since I was a kid. Like, just been like a really good family friend. I want to say probably since high school. And she's been in the Jamaican consulate for forever. I've just always known her there. I don't remember her not being there, put it that way. So looking forward to, I'm sure I will bump into her tomorrow at some point, and looking forward to congratulating her face to face. Dr. Trevor Dixon, head of the Jaja Foundation. They do amazing, amazing, amazing work. I really highly recommend anybody looking them up and what they do. But they do a series of medical missions throughout Jamaica, and they're extremely specialized. We partner with them at Travelers Beach Resort. They always stay at our hotel every year, and it is a very worthy organization to contribute to donate to. Anybody interested? Let me see if I can find their website. But they make incredibly impactful. And they do a lot of training, and they do like a lot of like sustainable stuff. Like, they do a lot of training, like they use our conference room at Travelers to train local medical professionals. And these are the missions that they talk about. Donating an ambulance, just solid group. and very, very passionate about Jamaica, very, very passionate about giving back. And again, great organization to donate to, like very, 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 very impactful. I cannot emphasize that enough. And then moving over to Dennis Hawthorne of Dennis Shipping. He is a big part of why, this is just one aspect of what makes Dennis Dennis and why he's receiving this award, but he's a big reason why my family's nonprofit organization has been able to have the impact it has had on Jamaica. And in the early 2000s, when we were shipping, late 90s, early 2000s, we were shipping literally millions of books and computers from New York to Jamaica. And he did that completely free of charge. And so him and my dad became friends. And how they became friends is Dennis had, I should get him on here to explain this story one day. Dennis had he had okayed that my dad and Neat be able to ship these books and these computers from Brooklyn, New York to Jamaica free of cost. They didn't charge us anything. And we've been doing it at that point for months, maybe even years at this point, maybe over a year at this point. And they were at this award ceremony, and they were both receiving, my dad and Dennis were receiving philanthropic awards. And then my dad didn't know who Dennis was. Dennis didn't know who my dad was. They just spoke on I don't even know if they spoke on the phone, but my dad went up and was giving a speech and was thanking Dennis and Dennis Shipping for their contribution to NEAT and for doing this. And then he was like, well, wait, that's me he's talking about, sort of thing. And that's literally how they met. And then ever since then, essentially they've been best friends. And like Dennis is without question family for me and me and my family. And we use, then also in respect to Dennis Shipping, even outside of being family, as stated in the article, he has the biggest Jamaican-owned shipping company in Jamaica. I think it's the biggest shipping company by volume to Jamaica in Jamaica. And so they're the best shipping company out there, and that's who we use at Travelers. All of my Throp-X merch that I'm shipping down is all going through Dennis Shipping, and anything that I'm bringing into the country is Dennis Shipping. And he does so much for the Jamaican community, like just tons and tons and tons of charity work. And this is like very, very, very well deserved, and very, very proud to call all three of these people my friends and in Dennis family, and well deserved. And I'm very, very happy and proud to be going to the national awards ceremony tomorrow at King's House, and I'll be cheering all of them on and congratulating each and every one of them after it happens. So next week I'll definitely be sharing pictures and sharing the experience with you all after tomorrow's ceremony. So last one I'll bring up is also, we have Mr. Issa, our own from Negril, representing. He's also receiving CD on October 20th tomorrow. And this is in JIS. Let me put this in the comment section there. Let's roll into it. This is the Full Story National Heroes Day, October 20th. Jamaica will honor Chairman of Couples Resorts Lee Issa with the Order of Distinction Commander Class CD for his service in the field of tourism. The recognition caps a life steeped in Jamaica's tourism evolution, a life in which strong family history and an unyielding drive to forge an independent path intersect to redefine hospitality in the Caribbean. To Mr. Issa, his recognition on National Heroes Day is not just a ceremonial moment, but also it is a public acknowledgement of a career that has shaped Jamaica's most iconic hospitality brands. This award recognizes a lifetime of leadership that has blended tradition with innovation, performance with philanthropy, and personal touch with global reach. Born into a tourism industry Mr. Issa stands not merely as a steward of a family business, but as a pioneer who carved his own niche. His father, the late Abe Issa, is celebrated as the father of the all-inclusive hotel concept in Jamaica, a model that would become the heartbeat of the Caribbean leisure. Yet Mr. Issa's journey diverged from the shadow of his lineage, a deliberate stride towards creating my own identity while honoring a legacy that shaped an industry. In Negril, Westmoreland, Mr. Issa built the breathtaking Swept Away Resort, a landmark that embodies the lush beauty, the highest standard of service that Jamaica's all-inclusive model seeks to deliver. It was his first major venture from under the family umbrella, a bold statement that a second generation could innovate within a familiar framework. I want to have my own identity and people to know me for what I have done, not just carrying on tradition of my father. Mr. Issa tells JIS News in an interview reflecting on his motivation to chart his own course while paying homage to his roots. Mr. Issa's entrepreneurial footprint extends beyond the sands of Negril. He is also the man behind the famed Lee's Fifth Avenue, a retail outlet that began in Tropical Plaza in Kingston. The retail enterprise and the resort business sit at the core of Mr. Issa's diversified portfolio, now anchored by a broader family enterprise and a growing development arm. The new ventures include Issa Homes, a company focused on building upscale homes in exclusive communities, signaling a broad brand reach beyond hospitality. Family remains a central pillar of Mr. Issa's narrative. He speaks of a close-knit extended family, siblings, nephews, and a new generation of leaders who participate in family business. His two sons play pivotal roles. One serves as deputy chairman of a couple of resorts, while the other serves as the operation of retail stores and group's broader strategic initiatives. The family's business philosophy is built on continuity, mentorship, and an on-hands approach that keeps the entrepreneur at the helm of daily operations. The personal and professional integration extends to social responsibility. The Issa's family's philanthropic arm, the Issa Trust Foundation, focuses on education and health with initiatives that reflect the family's long-standing commitment to Jamaica. The foundation's gaze now turns towards a new health center in Richmond, St. Mary, a facility designed to serve children and adolescents and scheduled to open in 2026. The effort resonates with a lineage of charitable work that includes the Mary Isaac Clinic, a family legacy rooted in a grandmother's compassion for children and a long-standing tradition of community care. The foundation is very important to us and has been doing great work in communities across Jamaica. My brother Paul and his incredible team, Diane Pollard, Alex Guiches, Sean Contractor, Edwards, and patrons, the most honorable Juliette Honus and Her Excellency Lady Allen, deserve all the credit for doing a fantastic job raising millions for healthcare annually. Mr. Issa tells JAS News. Mr. Issa's achievements and continued relevance in Jamaica's tourism landscape were recently recognized by the American Friends of Jamaica, an honor paired with his brother Paul Issa's contribution to the island. The award underscores the nature of the impact. Both men have not only expanded business platforms, but also reinforced Jamaica's image as a global hub for leisure, culture, and responsible development. Reflecting on the state of Jamaica's tourism sector, Mr. Issa highlights a period of robust growth. The country's hospitality industry, he notes, has moved from modest milestones to record numbers, with the industry anticipating sustained momentum. If Abe Issa were alive today, the chairman believes his father would be proud of the trajectory, the all-inclusive concept that began in 1978 and has since become a cornerstone of Caribbean hospitality. He would say he's happy to see the concept has taken off to such an extent, not only for Jamaican resorts, but for the Caribbean destinations, he says. And as stated here, like Mr. Issa's like great dude. Like he's done so much for Negril as well. I always go back, like this is like how, like me being personally affected. I remember years ago when I used to play basketball in Negril, terrible court. Like just take like the potholed roads and put it on a basketball court. And that's what we used to play basketball on. And then just out of the blue, out of nowhere, he decided to resurface it. So at Couple Swept Away, they have all of these different types of tennis courts. And he was paying these dudes to come down to resurface his tennis courts. and he said, all right, since they're coming down anyway, just resurface the basketball courts, because we were playing like 3 times a week down there. It's like you always see like a bunch of dudes playing basketball, definitely on Sunday. And Sunday was always the biggest day. And then we'd probably try to get 2 more in the middle of the week, depending on work schedules. And he just did it out of nowhere. I guess he just always saw us when he was driving by us playing downtown on the terrible court, and really made a huge difference. And real, like, super patriot. Well deserved. All right, let's get to some comments here real quick. So let me throw up some of our sponsors. Yo, we got some exciting Throp-X news, man. For those people sticking around here, I forgot. James, can you plug me with your VM group rep in SAV? Yes, I can. Hit me on the side. I'll hit you after this, James, and let you know. Marlon Rose, why won't Jamaica allow OD diaspora to vote and pay taxes abroad? Pay taxes abroad? Oh, wow. I don't know. That's getting a little messy there. I don't know. The voting thing, I heard that come up a lot of times. I don't know. Like, when you say voting, do you mean like mail-in ballot type situation like they have in the US? Is that what you mean? Or like if you're part of the Jamaican diaspora, you have, let me know what you mean by that. I'd love to get a better understanding. Maya says, hi, Throp, quick question that may be unrelated to the current topic. Are Throp-X volunteers from overseas welcome to apply? Absolutely. Anybody from anywhere, you can apply. So if you go to Throp-X.com, let me just show you that right now. So I'm on Throp-X.com. Yo, 27 days left. Crazy. And so if you go up here and click the volunteer, it might not work for me actually. Trust me, it'll work for you. I got to clear cookies, but you just click the volunteer form here and you fill out the form, and you're more than welcome. Yeah, I need to clear my cookies, but it works. I tested it on other browsers. But yeah, fill it out and start the process. Let's see what else we got here. Pothole basketball court. Yeah, pretty much. Ronnie Boom says, from what I understand, Mr. Issa resurfaced the basketball court in the Negril Beach Park at his own expense. I hope to use next month. If it needs cleaning up, borrow a broom and sweep. Yo, that's exactly what we used to do. Like, we used to bring out our own broom and sweep it out. Cool. Ronnie says, anybody at Travelers for Throp-X is welcome to join me. I'll shoot around. I can't. My jumping knees are done, are over. James Apple says, you want Jamaica to be like the UK because Prime Minister Keir Starmer is taxing folks who don't live in the UK but they have residence. Yeah, I'd love to know what you meant by that, the earlier comment. Shar says, Throp, thanks for the feature on Dennis's award. Please interview him and his allies. It would mean so much to those of us in the region who ship books, education materials, and humanitarian aid to our global diaspora. Okay, I'm screenshotting this and sending this to Dennis right now. So, you know how I've been trying to get him on the pod. And maybe your comment will push it over the edge. Let me just send it to him right now. We'll see. We'll see if that helps him come on. All right, let's what else we got here? Let's see what other articles we have rolling. I don't think we have. Yeah, that's about all it for the articles. I do want to touch a little bit on the on Throp-X, that is. So I talked about this on Thursday, but want to talk about it today. Hold on, let me go to my notes. Okay, got it. So something new that it's not new. Apparently, we've had this secured for like a long time, for weeks now. But the airport authority has confirmed that they're coming to Throp-X this year, which I'm very, very excited for. And this is directly in relation to the Negril International Airport. And we're going to be getting on the ground, from the horse's mouth, so to speak, information on where the project is. Hopefully a timeline. Like, so many people have been asking me for timelines, specifically start and finish timelines, of course, which people I'm most excited about. But I'm interested in all the minutia. I'm so interested in the process as well. When do you get to, I wouldn't say be a part of, but like learn about the process of starting an airport, an international airport from scratch. Has anybody in their lifetime like been around for that? Like, I don't know when JFK was built, but I think that would be so cool if like I was living on Long Island or in Brooklyn and like, hey, they're building in this brand new airport, and it's going to be done by this time and it's going to be ready. Like, anyway, to have that done in my hometown, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm so interested. I love planes. I love airports. I love travel. And so I'm going to definitely like nerd out on this whole process. And I'm just very passionate for it to be happening for Jamaica as a whole. And as we already know, that this is something that is very, very necessary to alleviate the pressures of aviation of as it exists, at least in Jamaica right now. So yeah, very happy to announce, I guess, officially here on this stream that the airport authority is coming to Throp-X this year. And like last year, that is probably one of the panels that I will try to get out, that I will make public as soon as humanly possible, because I think like as soon as not even as soon as it was done, in the middle of the panel presentation by Mr. Bryson, like I was like, this information has to get out tomorrow. Like Jamaica needs to hear this, the world needs to hear this, like what's happening and how far along is it, and just understanding the impact that it's going to have on Jamaica and the impact that it's going to have on Negril. And these are the sort of things, being an investment, real estate, economy channel, whatever we are at this point, these are the type of things and information that are going to move the needle, that people are going to bet on. And I want to get out the most accurate information as quickly as possible. And so that's my goal in having them come on after it's finished. So that's that. What else do we got here? So I announced already, VM is our platinum banking sponsor this year. And also just want to remind again, everybody, that I'm doing an event on November 1st in New York. If you'd like to come, it's a free event that I'm partnering with the VM group. Please sign up. The link is in the description below. And then also there are 2 events that VM is putting on in New York, one in Brooklyn and one in the Bronx. That is also in the description below. Please fill it out if you would like to join those. Those are, let me see, I should have it up here. So those are financial forum events that I would highly encourage you to go to if you're in those areas. And also, if you can't make it down to Throp-X, it's another way to be in touch with our platinum banking sponsor and to go to those events. Okay, want to talk about the tours real quick before we close out. So for those who don't know, we are having 2 real estate tours this year, on Wednesday the 19th and Thursday the 20th. Wednesday, we're doing our traditional Negril real estate tour. There is, even going off of, even going off of our Throppers think tank meeting yesterday, I've been saying this, is like the folks who are coming to Throp-X, you're going to have a really hard time in choosing and figuring out what you're going, which direction you're going to go with. There are going to be opportunity. Negril, let's stick with Negril. So the Negril opportunities are going to be, it's going to be great. Like we have one in particular that is extremely, extremely unique that you're not going to see, right? This is just not going to be available. It's just not going to be on any website. And this is Throp-X specific. And just think, without me revealing too much information, just think Coral Seas, like the deal that we did with Coral Seas a few years ago, and the hotel conversion. It's of that nature. That's kind of one of the things that it's pretty much done deal. That's why I'm talking about it here, and that's why I'm confidently saying it here. And it's really, really special. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to oversell. And Fitz was asking earlier about information on what it's going to take to open a bank account in Jamaica. I'm also trying to prepare people as much as humanly possible before they come down with what to expect and what to bring. And as I always say, when you come to Throp-X, if you're in that position and you're ready, bring your checkbook, because there are going to be on the spot at conference opportunities that you're just not going to see anywhere. And it's like purposely and specifically designed that way. And I'm just very, very happy and proud to be presenting and bringing these opportunities to you all this year, unlike any other year. And it's just so crazy, just like how things evolve over 3 years. This is our 4th year in doing this, but it's going to be dope. Super, super dope. Super excited. Same thing in Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach now, it's not there is our Treasure Beach sponsor, and this is like the highlight of Treasure Beach. I want to make that clear, is Treasure Bay Estates. Let me see. They were working on their website, so I'm not sure if it's up yet. Let's see if their website is working. We can go through it. No, they're still working on it right now. Otherwise, we would go through their site. But Treasure Bay Estates, they are our platinum real estate development sponsor. And so happy and proud that we're going to Treasure Beach, my second home in Jamaica. We're going there on Thursday, the 20th. And we're going to be visiting several properties in Treasure Beach that are for sale. And my idea, as I have been saying, is I want you all to fall in love with Treasure Beach just like I have. And Treasure Bay Estates is going to be one of the most unique properties that we're going to be visiting in both days of the real estate tour. And it's not just unique in its structure and its function, but it's also unique in the time frame and the timeline on which we're doing it. So super happy to be presenting this and to be partnering with them. And if you're a Patreon, I put out a 22-minute video of when I first visited Treasure Bay Estates. So you can go ahead and watch that. If you are not a Patreon and you want to see it, you can go to, what is my Patreon? Hold on. I think it's patreon.com/Throp. So and that's any tier, even if you do the $5 tier, you do the $20 tier, you have access to that video. And I'm not only going to do it there, I'm not going to release it anywhere else. Let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, this is the right one. So I'm going to put it in the comment section there. And if you want to get a taste and idea of Treasure Bay Estates and seeing this, being with me, if you will, the first moments in taking a tour and going through the property as is, and you'll see exactly what I mean and how special it is, how special it really, really is to the area. So those are, I think, let me go to my notes here. I think those are the Throp-X updates that I have here. I think we're going to close out. I don't know if anybody has anything else. Let's see, Peter V. When the American and Canadian banks are out of money, it simply says the machine is out of order. Richard, always great info. Gotcha. I think we're going to close out there. It's 4 o'clock. It's a little late here. I got everything. Got everything on my list. Oh, didn't mean to do that. TDC Consultants, it was a pleasure being here today. It's a pleasure having you as well. Always appreciate your contribution, TDC Consultants. Want to thank, of course, all the sponsors for Throp-X this year. Of course, my platinum sponsors there, Treasure Bay Estates, VM Group, and really looking forward to Throp-X this year. As I've been saying, everything is going super smooth. Want to give a shout out to all of my hotel sponsors that we have here: Rondell Village, Shirella Inn, Coca Palm, Rayon Hotel, Skylark Rooms, Negril Tree House, Ocean Cliff. All of those hotels, and Travelers Beach Resort, sorry, all of those hotels are all small hotels in Negril. Could not do this without them. Really, really appreciate you all. Once our rooms at Travelers runs out, no, actually, people, even if our rooms don't run out, you stay at these hotels. I know people are choosing to stay at some of these hotels instead of Travelers for Throp-X, and I have no problem with it. I encourage you to do so. We still do have rooms available at Travelers. If you haven't booked your rooms for Throp-X, you have to call in or email reservations@tbresorts.com, and you'll be able to make your reservations. Would love to have you stay at Travelers. If you want to choose somewhere else to stay, no problem at all. These are great hotels, all wonderful hotels, and all small hotels in Negril. Princess Hotel is so far the only large all-inclusive hotel that is working with us. And I visited there a couple of weeks ago for a day pass. Absolutely lovely, great service, great food, and really appreciate them coming on. Also want to thank Discovery Water for being our water sponsor this year, which is also pretty awesome. We got a water sponsor. We never had one before. First water sponsor, Discovery Water. Metro Atlanta, thank you, Throp, for all you do and have done. Much appreciated. You're very, very welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we'll be coming back on Thursday. Again, not same time, but 5 o'clock on Thursday. We'll do it. That's a Throp-X dedicated live stream on Thursday. And I will definitely send out some reminders of this week about coming to New York on Thursday for the Throp-X VM co-branded event on November 1st. Looking forward to meeting so many more of you. I love meeting you all randomly, and then also with official events, and looking forward to it all. Thank you all for joining me this Sunday. Wishing you a great, great week ahead, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you all on Thursday.
Throp here again. As you're probably hearing, Jamaica is on an unprecedented economical tear, and I know many people are interested to learn how they might be able to buy property in Jamaica, move here, or even start a business. Enter Throp-X. This is my annual Jamaica investment conference hosted at Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. If you're even considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the best low-risk opportunity to do your due diligence and network with the very people driving the country forward. This event brings together a group of hand-picked, trusted, top-of-their-field individuals, the best developers, contractors, real estate pros, lenders, and government partners, all under one roof to help you make your move. This is very much an action-focused premium conference experience geared towards empowering you with the tools and team necessary to create your Jamaica dream. We've partnered with the Tax Administration of Jamaica to help you get your TRN and even open a bank account, all conveniently located on conference property. One of the most popular parts of the conference is the real estate tour. It's the best way to understand Jamaica's real estate market, seeing and experiencing properties firsthand so you can compare apples to apples. Another incredibly valuable part of the conference is the people you will meet. Attendees have been some of the most dynamic, inspiring individuals I have met doing incredible things with their lives. As always, this year will be fun, educational, and actionable, giving you the tools, insights, and connections to invest, build, and move to Jamaica. For more information, please visit Throp-X.com and join our mailing list.